Good afternoon. Carl Meyer with Abundant, coming to you from Houston, Texas. Today, I'd like to talk to you about AI and automation, particularly of services. So today I got an email from an AI company that I know very well who does AI to help students do things like research and even help them with their homework. So you might ask the bot, you can do it through text or a number of different ways, but that you want to have an essay on a particular topic and it should be a certain length, and it will actually generate an essay for you. So very powerful tool, something that when I was a student, I could never have imagined anything like that. I've also been talking to some professional service providers, some accountants and lawyers recently, and a couple different things going on with them. One, it's hard to find staff. They're having trouble finding people, which is very common these days in all different sorts of industries. The other is that in order to train people up, they usually give them low-level tasks. Well, now with this AI, we're seeing it in some of the educational tools. How long before you can see it in helping with accounting? In fact, the attorney said there are already tools that will allow you to say, this is the type of document I'm looking for. I'm looking for a contract, real estate. It needs to have this particular clause. It needs to be for this particular state, and it'll generate a draft for you. Now, an attorney would need to clean it up a little bit and fine tune some things, but that task of preparing the draft is usually what a junior attorney would do. And in the accounting profession, I've heard of a lot of different tools to make it easier to do some of the work that staff accountants have long done. And so one of the questions that came up was, isn't this going to cause mass unemployment? Isn't all this cool AI technology? Yes, but isn't it going to just wipe out all these jobs? And absolutely, it's going to change the nature of employment. It's going to change what jobs people do. And it'll change the nature of how you educate someone to become a senior accountant or to become a senior attorney who has the skills and experience to do these things. But what we've seen time and time again through our economy is that people find ways to get other jobs. The reason for this is fundamentally that as human beings, our desires, the things we want, are endless. I was sitting at lunch the other day eating a very pleasant meal at it was a quick serve restaurant. It wasn't a fancy tablecloth restaurant, but it wasn't a true fast food restaurant. But you look at the quality of meals we got for a very low price and compare it to just a couple 100 years ago, and the sophistication of that meal is incredible. But today we consider it just, expected. And so whatever we do in terms of providing services and products, it's not enough. People always want more. So there's limitless demand. So no matter how many jobs we eliminate, people are going to want more things. If we automate a grocery store where we've got our app, and whether, whichever Instacart or Kroger or whichever online tool you use to order your goods, if now, Amazon's got a big warehouse for some of their delivery where they make it very efficient to pick the materials, the shoppers in some of the restaurant or grocery stores will pick your goods and put them in a bag. You just drive up and pick it up or have it delivered. So those are new services, but those all require scale to have that software. But that also presents an opportunity for having very high-end grocery stores that have a lot of service and have specialty foods and have things that are not as easy to do on a mass basis, whether through software or through robotics. And so for that reason, the infinite demand that people have for more and more and more, I am not worried about mass unemployment due to technology. That's all for me today.